Once famous for its forest cover and abundance of natural beauty, the federal capital is slowly and steadily turning into a carcass of blocks and concrete. The construction boom has hit Islamabad in a hazardous manner, under the guidance of Islamabad's powerful Capital Development Authority. Green belts that have been designed under the 1960 Master Plan of Islamabad have been turned into an amalgamation of flyovers, highways and underpasses. 17 major changes to Islamabad's master plan over the last 50 years of the city's existence are now having a detrimental effect on the environment, and here are some of the important ones. The scissor work to the master plan started way back in 1964 when the Islamabad University, which is now known as the Quaid-e-Azam University, was shifted from the Rawal Lake on the outskirts of Islamabad to the north of the diplomatic enclave. In 1972, the master plan took another setback when the E10 sector, a designated sector for a green belt, was converted to a residential sector at first, and then quite recently, the army was allowed to construct its general headquarters over there as well. In 1985, General Ziaul Haq allowed the construction of the Fecto cement industry near the Margla Hills, in violation of the master plan. Years later, the cement mill has eaten away the limestone hills and has badly degraded Islamabad's environment and the park area. 10 years later, in 1995, the Serena Hotel and the Convention Center were given the green light by the CDA. As the violations in the past were done, the land was earmarked as a green belt in the 1960 Master Plan of Islamabad. The amendments also allowed these polluting steel and cement manufacturing industries in Sector I-9 and I-10 to spring up in places one designated for natural foliage and residential areas. According to the CDA, the reasons for these amendments are clear: to accommodate the growing needs of the city, but at what cost? Air pollution in the capital has increased in recent years to dangerous proportions, according to the Pakistan Environmental Authority. The Environment Ministry claims that increased carbon emissions from the steel industries located within Islamabad have accelerated this process, prompting the Environment Ministry to finally step in.
Recently, we intervened in the mega zero-point project, which was a huge mega project, and unfortunately, the CDA did not did its EIA before starting that project. So we immediately rushed on it and we stopped it, the mega work on it, and we gave a deadline to them, that is 15 January. By 15 January, they have to come up with EIA report. And whatever mitigation is done by that construction, that has to be given in writing to the Ministry of Environment that it will be done.
Along with the prompt actions against CDA's construction activities, these steel industries have also been ordered to move out of the city's premises. So we decided to visit the industrial sector adjacent to the residential areas of Sector I-9 and I-10, where a number of steel mills have been operating for years, to see for ourselves how bad the problem is.
And as you can see, these are the vapors, these are the fumes that the Environment Ministry are talking about, and they are against the presence of these steel mills here in the residential sector of Islamabad.
Along with the poor working conditions of the labourers of these steel mills, their management has remained aloof of any environmental hazards that the steel firms may pose for the nearby residential areas. As one labourer explained, it isn't just the environment that is at stake.
ये जो स्टील मिल में धुआं होता है, इसमें गले में गर्दों के बार ये सब जमा हो जाता है, तो पहले नया तो हम तो खांसी बुखार बहुत तेज़ था, अभी हम आदी हो गए, अभी हमें कोई हमारी सेहत पर कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा.
So what's the solution? We put the question to the man responsible for improving the environment of Pakistan.
We are now negotiating on a place which could be declared industrial zone by the CDA, and these industries should be phase-wise shifted to that industrial area, because it is like, steel industry, and the particulars of steel, which is unseeable, that is microscopic, is very harmful to the human health. So we have to see these things. And eventually we have come up with a conclusion that a separate sector will be developed by a CDA only for industrial zone, which will be far away from the residential area, at least 25-30 kilometers away from the residential area, and these will be shifted over there.
The Environment Minister's instructions to these steel plants to either install pollution mitigating devices or move out of the city is a good move indeed. But environmentalists say that mere words won't help Islamabad's environment at all. Close to 8 such steel mills operate within the premises of Islamabad and produce 1 ton of waste per day. Time is definitely running out if the Environment Ministry's words fail to implement on the ground. Shehzad Hameed, Dawn News, Islamabad.